Hey everyone, my name is Michelle and we're so excited to have you with us for our 2020 Hope Conference. So sit back, relax, and let's get started.
Excited that you're here with us today. I know that some of y'all are watching from YouTube, which is awesome, but I do want you to know that all of our questions and answers and our raffles will be done on Facebook Live in the chat. So make sure that you're checking that out as well, but we are glad that you're joining us on the YouTube channel. That's it. Y'all have fun.
Hey, I'm Dana Clemens. I'm your local Novo Nordisk Hemophilia Community Liaison. I cover Illinois, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Since joining Novo Nordisk in 2018, the rare bleeding disorders community has welcomed me with open arms. So let's connect. I'm here for you as a resource. Please don't hesitate to contact me. As an HCL, I'm here to support you with rare bleeding disorder educational resources. I'm looking forward to connecting with you and learning more about you.
Welcome to the 2020 Hope Conference. We are so glad that you're able to join us this weekend. You know, this year has been such a unique year in the COVID-19 world where we've had to adjust so many things. And the truth is that we all wish that we could be together physically. But while we're having to physically distance, we certainly are thankful that you've decided to join us to be socially together. This weekend is an important weekend. It gives us the opportunity to be able to learn from new educational opportunities, learn about new medications and therapies that are coming up. But it also gives us an opportunity to be able to connect with one another. You know, I often say that the greatest thing about being born with a bleeding disorder or a rare disease is the family that comes along with it. You know, each one of us have value that we bring to moments like this that are so important to our future that we can only acquire and achieve them if we stick together and we share each other's stories. So this weekend, I hope you take every opportunity to be able to look for other people that you may know online. Maybe you see someone in the chat or in the text boxes, and you can take a minute to reach out to them and say, hey, I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad you joined us today, because this is really, truly an opportunity for us to still connect, even though we can't physically be together. You know, this year has been so different, but I want to talk to you about next year. The truth is there's coming a time where we're all going to be able to gather back together, and we are preparing something amazing for our future to be able to get together. We've prepared a chair and a seat for each one of you to be able to come and be with us in the future. And we certainly hope that even in a grand auditorium like this, that we may not be here physically today, but this room will be filled with many people in the future. And we hope that you will plan to join us then. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about this weekend's conference. We have so many sessions of amazing speakers from all over the world that will be sharing their stories, sharing their new therapies, sharing some information about medical education, mental health, and even how you can grow in parenting and learning how to be skilled and growing even as a teenager or a child. We hope certainly that you take advantage of all of those sessions, but even if you can't and you can only participate in one or two, we believe that you will get something amazing out of it. And we thank you so much for spending your time with us this weekend as we really grow and learn together. The greater messaging that we hope that to achieve this weekend is to learn how to create momentum in our lives. The truth is that oftentimes many of us will find ourselves stuck at different parts and different seasons. And we hope that this conference this weekend will give you the opportunity to learn how to create some momentum in your life, how to get from a place of being stuck to a place where you can grow, develop, and increase your momentum as time goes on. The truth is that we need each other to do that, and I hope that you're able to grab onto someone else and to be able to grow together and mature together as you gain momentum into a beautiful future. Today I want to share with you a little bit about my personal story. You know, when I was a teenager, I formed a real hatred towards hemophilia. I had a lot of physical pain, and I had a lot of challenges where I lived in and out of the hospital at different times. But the truth was that I still formed in my teenage years a time of real distaste and real hatred towards hemophilia. I think it's something that's relatively normal for a teenage person to go through a season of rebellion in general. But for me, it was really about pinpointing the fact that I hated this disease that I had been born with and had fought so many battles for. The thing that I was fearful of was really a future that wasn't beautiful. It was one that I was afraid to find that I would be defined by my illness. Really, even when I started to dream about the future in a positive way, such as getting married, I really didn't think I was worthy because I couldn't win a physical altercation or defend my wife in a fight. Why in the world I defaulted to a physical altercation or a battle when I was thinking about romance as a teenager, I have no idea. But then again, a lot of my favorite shows were Karate Kid, and my favorite video games were Street Fighter. So I had a lot of roundhouse kick fantasies in my life at the time. But the truth was that I became stuck. I got stuck to the point where I really wish I wasn't here. I wish that I wasn't present. I wish that I was dead. I believe that I wanted to live in a place of peace and with a beautiful future, but I couldn't see it because I was living with so much emotional pain. I truly felt like I was alone. I felt like no one else understood me. I was alone in my head. I was alone in my circumstance, and I just didn't have anyone in my life that I could connect with that helped me to understand that a beautiful future was possible. I didn't have a utopia moment where I just snapped out of it. I needed surgery, and over time, I began to prepare for something when I was between the ages of 14 to 15, that this surgery, which really was an unpleasant event, really started to help me prepare for almost like a project. It gave me more time with my parents and more times with my siblings. And oftentimes, they began to surround me and love me when I couldn't even love myself. I felt worthless, and I didn't see my own value, but they did. And it was their love that began to carry me even when I couldn't carry myself. See, I was their son. I was the child that they had prayed for. I was the child that they had hoped for. And even though I didn't see my value in myself, they did. The truth was that they saw me as a gift to them. They saw the treasures and the deposits that were well within me as a human, and they didn't care if it was me in a wheelchair, or it didn't bother them if they had to go to the store with me on crutches like it did me. I felt very uncomfortable in those days. I felt like I didn't belong in the world around me. And I felt like I was dealing with battles that no one around me could understand. But see, the truth was that they saw the value that was so much deeper inside of me that I couldn't see even for myself. The truth was that I felt like that if I ended it all, that I would be taking something away from them that would be too much for them to handle. See, love has a way of calling us out. See, love, it sees more than what you can just do, or it sees beyond even your education, your job, maybe sports that you love. Love looks past what you think you don't have, and it points out to what you do have. See, I believe that we are more than the sum of our parts. We are multiplied by the things that are around us that we find in love. We're multiplied by the relationships around us that we hold dear. The truth is that we're added and subtracted to by the things that we do, but it is the love from the community and the people around us that really inspire us to grow exponentially. See, I'm standing here today because of all the people who have seen value in me, even when I didn't. It was their love that has carried me, even when I didn't want to be carried. The amazing thing is that I think we all look to the steps along the way to think, whoa, well, it was simple. He got there because he was a financial advisor, and he did that because he had a career, and that opened up a door because he started this or did that. But the reality of the reason why I am here today as a human being still living in this moment is largely because my parents who fought for me, my dad who was an advocate of all advocates, my mom who was my nurse and my caregiver, my parents and my family surrounded me when I needed them most. And that love is what carried me. One thing that we're dealing with today that we have not seen to this magnitude before in the whole world is dealing with COVID-19 and the isolation that we felt. See, many of us living with hemophilia already feel like we're living with a rare disorder that keeps us in isolation. But you add COVID-19 and the need for social distancing and all of the parameters that we've had to deal with, and you find out that we're in a place where it's very difficult to connect with others and get that component of our lives healthy. And this has caused a lot of difficulty for a lot of people. It's called devastation for others. See, many people have felt like that they didn't want to keep going. They ask themselves questions like, why should I keep moving forward? Why look around at the world around me? I look at that and I say, why should I even be here? My answer to you, if you've had those thoughts, is I want to challenge you to look for love. I want to talk to you today about how to get unstuck. When we think about creating momentum in our lives, a lot of times it's because we're stuck in a place that we don't feel like we can move forward from. The law of physics teaches us that we simply have to put a significantly more amount of energy to get started than we do have to continue to grow and maintain that same inertia moving forward. And the truth is that it may take us all a lot of energy to get out of this rut that you're feeling, but once you get moving just even a little bit, the energy that it takes to sustain that growth and to keep you moving forward is far less than what took you to get out of that place. So today I want to talk a little bit about how to get unstuck from where you are. There's 5 things that really stick out to me when you think about this, and one is to never give up. The second is to give what you need away. The third is what you focus on, you will gravitate towards. The fourth is to learn to receive love. And I think the 5th way to get unstuck is to find purpose. I want to talk about each one of these, but Winston Churchill said in 1941, right in the middle of World War II, as it was at the peak of its battle, he spoke at a university that he graduated from, and he said these words in a message to the students who were graduating. He said, "Never give up. Never give up. Never give up." I think the first truth that it takes is a determination inside of us to determine that we're never going to stop, that we're never going to give up. And that often starts as a thought within ourselves to teach ourselves and to tell ourselves to never give up. See, the second thing that I believe is important in how to get unstuck is to give what you need away. Robert Kiyosaki, who is a great investor, said one time, whenever you feel short or you're in need of something, give what you want first, and it'll come back to you in buckets. Call it the law of attraction, call it sowing and reaping, call it whatever you want. But this is a truth in life that if you begin to give, there is a truth that those things begin to come back to you like a boomerang. And so if you have a need for love, I want to challenge you, start loving the people around you. And before you know it, you'll see that return to you in ways that you could not have even imagined. The third thing is that what you focus on, you will gravitate towards. The truth is that if you focus on a life that's filled with pain and misery, oftentimes you will find yourself going deeper and deeper into a mindset, into a life, and into a world that is dark and difficult. But if you focus on something else, like loving your friends and family, and finding other people to give and support and serve to, you will find yourself in a place where things around you, you will start to look and focus on and set your eyes and set your mind on things that will literally help you to move towards a more beautiful outcome. The truth is this, is that if you begin to look on someone else's pain, you'll realize that someone out there always has it worse off than you do. A lot of times as a child, and especially as a teenager, I would start to feel sorry for myself like all kids do. And I would be stuck because I felt like I didn't have a life without hemophilia. I felt stuck because I felt like I had this invisible disease that no one else could understand around me. I felt stuck because I didn't think that the people that even loved me or cared for me understood the kind of real serious pain I was dealing with and the war that was going on inside of my own body. But the truth was that my dad used to tell me, he said, "Son, if you ever start to feel sorry for yourself," he would say, "just go sit in any emergency room in town, and I guarantee you that in just a little while, you'll find somebody else who's worse off than you." That's true then, and it's still true today. If you choose to focus on the things that are hard and difficult, you're likely going to find yourself in more circumstances and situations that are hard and difficult. But if you choose to focus on the things that will be loving and serving others and helping the people around you and finding a beautiful life, guess what? You will find those things that inspire you and give you hope. The next thing I want to address is to learn to receive love. This is a hard one because, especially for those of us, if you're anything like me, you're a giver and you want to help others constantly. But what I have found is that receiving love in of itself can be its own hurdle. Just to be able to get to the place where you can allow someone else to love you can be hard and can be challenging, especially when you feel like that they don't fully understand. But if you can embrace it, life itself will start to love you back. You'll begin to see others begin to reach out in ways that you never thought was possible. And sometimes we feel like we aren't loved, but the reality is that we are. We're just not allowing it to penetrate our heart. I believe a truth about getting unstuck is learning how to receive love so that you can move forward. The next thing is to find purpose. And I know that sounds like a simple thing to say, but it's a very difficult thing to navigate. See, I think getting unstuck and moving forward in life is really about finding something to live for. It's about finding that new hobby, or maybe it's about finding that new friendship. Maybe it's about finding that new place to serve that opens your eyes to something that you never even knew existed. And the moment that you step into that new thing, you begin to feel like you are always home, like you are always meant to be just right there. And it's in those moments that your life can take a very drastic change for the better. Take this time during COVID to take some opportunities to try a new hobby, maybe to serve someone in a way you haven't before. And before you know it, you might just discover that there's something coming alive in you that you never even knew existed. And it's in those places that you can find passion like you never even knew you could have. Finding that passion is a key to getting unstuck and to creating positive momentum in your life. I've heard it said many times before that if you don't know what your passion is, if you follow the tears, the things in life that move you, that is often the connection to the things that you are passionate about, that you might not have ever even knew you were. When you watch a movie, when you read a book, when you read a story, when you find a newspaper clipping, when you see a friend in danger and you help to save them through a hardship, it's in those moments, if it moves you to tears, that's likely the very thing that you're the most passionate about. Take note of those things and start to live in those moments and look for new opportunities to stay with your passion, to grow your passion, and to see it develop in your life, because from that place is the only place that you would be fulfilled in life. You know, the truth is that these things are all elements to being able to help us get unstuck. But it really still comes down to keeping your eyes on the target of believing that life can be beautiful if you simply just focus on the right things. Just like anything else in life, it takes consistency. It takes hard work. It takes sacrifice. It takes times where you want to do something else, or maybe you just want to rest and you challenge yourself and you say, you know what? I'm going to work hard right now instead of resting. And it's in that you find a payoff that maybe others didn't. You know, the truth is that if you continue to live in a place where you believe that the future is dark, it's probably going to continue to be that way. But if you find yourself with enough hope to believe that your future can be beautiful, it might just unlock something in you that can help you move forward to a place that you never thought was possible. See, I believe that it is true to live a fulfilled life no matter what you faced, including all the hardship. And as a matter of fact, I would be willing to bet that the hardships that you've lived through yourself have given you tools to live an even more beautiful future because of them. But it's up to us to embrace, to leverage, and to move forward into them so that they can change our lives, and in ultimate sense that we can give that away and use it as an opportunity to serve others in our community so that we can live an abundance of life. I hope this weekend that you're able to be able to see something new, not just about a new product or a new service, but that you're able to see something about yourself. Maybe you're able to meet a new friend. Maybe you're able to meet somebody else that you've never met before. And one day when we have the opportunity to come back together as a group, as a team, as a community, that one day when you see those people in person again, it will be even more beautiful than it was before. Thank you so much for taking your time and sacrificing your energy to be a part of this event with us this weekend. We are so grateful that you're here with us. We don't think of this as just a moment in time. We think of this as a family that we're investing into. As I said before, we're not just looking at today as an empty room. We're looking at this as an opportunity to create a space for you to join us in the future. So we hope that not only are you able to feel fulfilled this weekend and get as much as you can out of it, to get the fuel that you need inside, to burn deeply so that you can move forward into next year and into a beautiful future, but we also believe that you're going to have all of this experience so that you can move forward into a beautiful life as a whole. We believe in you. We believe in the gifts and the talents and the treasures that have been deposited in your life that go far beyond a diagnosis. And for those reasons, we're grateful that you chose to spend your time with us, and we're grateful that we together can grow as a community. Thank you for participating and for being a part of Hope Conference 2020. And we hope that you have a fantastic weekend.
We're going to take a quick minute to listen to these words from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with the rest of our program.
Hi everyone, I'm Danielle and I'm your local Hemophilia Community Liaison for Novo Nordisk. I cover the northwestern states of Oregon, Idaho, Alaska, my home state of Washington, and the not-so-close territory of Guam. As an HCL, I'm here for you to support you with rare bleeding disorder educational resources and to answer any questions that you might have. I've worked in the bleeding disorders community for nearly 10 years, and I am continually impressed by the way that the community advocates for itself and for others. And when I'm not working, you'll find me on adventures outside and exploring with my dog Kipper, or spending time with my wonderful friends and family. And I just can't wait to meet you. Please reach out, and I'm looking forward to learning more about you.
Because allergies shouldn't get in the way of a good time. Because a heart attack should never stop the heart of a family. Because hemophilia shouldn't keep someone from doing what's in their blood. At Bayer, everything we do, from advances in health to innovations in agriculture, is to help every life we touch. At Bayer, this is why we science.
Honey, get the sanitizer. We have contact from the outside world. Let's wear it. Yeah. It's shoot day. Boing, boing, boing. Don't need this anymore. You know, since we shot season 1 of Challenge Accepted, life has changed a little bit for all of us. And while the fans have been clamoring for us to do a reunion show, we can't exactly reunite. However, as we've learned, right, the Hemophilia A community is never one to back down from a challenge. And I am not either. Here, buddy, quick trick. Check this out. Sweet relief. Don't worry, this only lasts for a few minutes. Usually. Why don't we take a look back at season 1 of Challenge Accepted? Ah, what a magical time.
This is one of those filtration straws.
We cried a little, laughed a lot, put some miles on the old minivan, started some fashion trends, and of course, made some new friends. I wonder if they miss me. I said, I wonder if they miss me. Oh, my bad. I had you guys on mute. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Justin.
Justin.
Hey there.
Welcome to the Challenge Accepted Home Reunion. In season 1 of Challenge Accepted, we met real, everyday people putting the real, everyday challenges of living with hemophilia to the test. And now, with these extra challenges that all of us are facing, we're reuniting from the comfort and safety of our homes to slow the spread and protect those most vulnerable to COVID-19. We are virtually getting the band back together to reminisce and see how everyone's doing. Let's begin with our season 1, episode 1 guinea pigs, Jessica and Mark. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi.
Oh, hello. I can imagine that you often put their needs ahead of your own. And you tell me, has it been a while since you've had a date night, just the two of you?
We get to go out sometimes.
It sounds like you guys are overdue for a romantic evening. So we've arrived at the atrium. What was it like having a night all to yourselves when we shot your episode?
It was amazing. It was so cool. The restaurant was beautiful. We had such a great time cooking with you and with Graham. It was just really a neat experience.
Which makes me wonder, how good was that dish you guys made with Graham?
It was unbelievable. You know, what we were treated to that night was the steak and the sizzle. Graham brought the steak and you were the sizzle.
That's right.
So we got a 2-for-1. It was fun.
I'm really good at pretending to cook and making ketchup disappear.
Yeah, I still can't believe that trick. It was amazing.
You also produced a random waiter, I think.
I did.
Tricky, most people can't do that.
I wish he was here now just to help with the chores.
Oh, amen.
You work so hard, I'm sure, just to give the kids normalness, you know? And I think it's really nice for people to understand that a lot goes into normal, you know, when you're dealing with hemophilia.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great point.
And I think when you have a newborn diagnosed with hemophilia, you look at that journey and it looks like you have to climb Mount Everest. It looks like this huge, insurmountable journey. But what you don't realize is that there are people that will guide you. And that you'll meet people that will help you. And they've been there. And then when you get to the top, or when you're close and you turn back and you look at how far you've come, it's really powerful.
It's very powerful. And I think new parents who are faced with this insurmountable Mount Everest will look to you and Mark and the other people as a part of Challenge Accepted, I think, to kind of give that roadmap. I think it provides hope and confidence and a little peace of mind that you're not alone.
I was told at a young age that if you treat everybody you meet as if they're in trouble or struggling, you'll be right most of the time.
And it's so easy to forget that and to take that for granted, you know, because we're so caught up in our own life. But yeah, everyone's fighting a battle that we don't know anything about. Jessica, Mark, thank you for not only kicking off season 1, but kicking off the reunion special.
Thank you so
Great
much.
to see you again.
So good to see you.
Yeah, our pleasure.
You helped break the ice here. We're getting nice and warmed up. Let's maybe go talk to Taylor next. Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Justin. How's it going?
It's good to see you. Listen, I have an idea here. All good reunion shows have an element of drama, okay? People love drama. So if you want your stage time, you're going to have to earn it by arm wrestling Mark. Mark, you down for that?
Oh, yeah. Challenge accepted.
You've been training your whole life for this. Okay, get limbered up, face one another. Okay, get ready.
What's wrong, Mark? Your hands seem kind of sweaty.
Yeah, it's because I licked him.
Here we go.
My back.
On the count of 3, wrestle. 1, 2, 3, wrestle.
He started before Justin said go.
Taylor, well done. Victorious. It's so good to see you, dude. How you been?
I've been good, but that's the most exercise I've gotten in a while.
You really got out of your comfort zone in your episode, and I think a lot of people were able to relate to that.
Are you ready to try a new experience?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's that bug on the end of your stick. Bottoms up.
What have you done since we filmed that day that kind of continued that streak, that, things that you don't think you would have tried before?
I went out of the country for the first time in my life, and I lived there for a semester.
Where'd you go?
I went to Spain.
That's amazing.
The motherland, La Madre Patria.
Was that like kind of a big leap that you don't think you necessarily would have, I don't know, had the confidence or the comfort level to do before?
To be perfectly honest, yes. The idea of leaving the country at all kind of scared me, especially with logistics and supplies and whatnot.
Taylor, you got to spend so much time with Cody that day, and not everything that happened, of course, made it on screen. Like, what's a moment or some advice that you shared with him that you can kind of share with us, a little peek behind the curtain?
So Cody also gave me a really good pep talk behind the scenes about even not just not being afraid to go out of your comfort zone, but to not be afraid to live your life with complete integrity in everything you do, from your career to your hobbies to your home life.
Wow.
So that's probably my favorite memory.
Once all this self-isolation that we're all going through is over, what's the next big leap?
Hopefully I could be something akin to a camp counselor, but for first-year students. And maybe I can use the tips Cody gave me in assisting with those duties.
And you're kind of in quarantine with your mom there as well?
Yes, my mom's still here.
I'm sure she loves having all this Taylor time, yeah? Or blink twice if you need to be rescued.
I love it. I enjoy every moment of it.
Were you nervous about Taylor going abroad for a semester to Spain?
I was, but we did a lot of research and everything turned out okay.
I mean, you must have been so proud of him kind of just getting out of his comfort zone.
Absolutely. Yes, because he had never gone away from me. He was always with me pretty much. He was my sidekick for the longest time, or I was his sidekick. But things turned out for the best, and I'm glad he went.
Taylor, really, really good to catch up with you, man. I'm really proud of you. Well, let's move right along and say hello to Devin.
You're Devin.
Yes.
I'm Justin.
Nice to meet you. I think hemophilia does give you great coping skills. It's important to have somebody to share that you can confide in.
I think it's really, really important to prepare for the future so that I'm not afraid of it.
What's up, Devin?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good, considering all the weird things happening in the world.
True.
I see a dog bed behind you. Where's your dog?
She's right here. I'm petting her.
Yeah, how's she handling all this self-isolation?
She's loving it. It's not really a big deal for her. You can see her little nose down here.
I do see her nose there. What a cutie. So, Devin, with all this free time, cooped up at home, I predict, I don't know, you've been playing a lot of video games?
Yeah, lots of time to perfect my styles. It's been great.
Oh, yes. How would you describe your gaming style if you had to give it an adjective?
Ooh. Intense.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I could see that. So, Devin, what did you learn from Mark about your own bleeding disorder? What were your takeaways?
He reaffirmed how joint health and hemophilia health persist, and it might get more complicated, and as complicated as it can get, there are ways to get around it, and there are ways to get to the end of the tunnel, and make sure you're healthy and happy. And then as I kind of learned more about Mark, I realized how much of a leader he is in our community. And so I was taken aback because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm realizing how disconnected I am from my group. And now I'm in the presence of somebody who's done so much. And I just was processing that all at the same time. So it was really exciting, but overwhelming.
What were you thinking at this moment? Take a look.
A lot of people beat themselves up. They get emotionally hard on themselves when they have a bleed. They think they did something wrong. I think one of the difficult things actually to overcome is it's not something you did wrong. Bleeds are going to happen. But with the right treatment plan and with the right attitude, life can be good.
I still I can't help but get emotional because it feels like that's such a real part of me that I don't really give any attention to. So when it came out there, it was really nice. There are moments in life where your brain saves those and kind of plays them back for you to remind you of who you are, and that's one that for sure will be in my head forever. I love that because when he said it's not your fault, I think that's exactly what I needed to hear from somebody who has that experience, because I don't have the experience to know if everybody else thinks that, but I can guess that they do. It's hard not to put that whole burden onto yourself consistently when you're going through, issues with your health.
It's so good to see you and catch up with you.
You too, Justin.
Why don't we use this opportunity here to ask some questions of everybody all at once? Where'd everybody go? Do I smell someone making a sandwich? That does look like a delicious sandwich. Don't mind if I do. Thank you. Now that we're all rested and fed, what I was saying was, why don't we have some questions for everybody? I think it'd be really fun to hear everyone chime in and really get to know each other finally. I'm curious, when you guys finally got to watch each of your own episodes, was there anything that kind of made you cringe that you did or just felt a little embarrassing? You're like, wow, gosh, I can't believe I said that or did that. Devin, you're nodding.
Yeah, and I showed a clip of a video that I posted to YouTube where I was ranting about I was trying to break the wall of you guys, I have a disease. And so seeing that back in this context, I was like, oh my God, I didn't think it would be seen like this. So it was a little cringy, but it was what it was. And I love it for what it is.
A scene where we're in the minivan and we're talking about how Jessica and I met, and the camera is sort of positioned low in the middle of the car and it's projecting up towards my body, but my seatbelt is totally hugging in my gut. So my gut is shaking in the minivan like a bowl of Jell-O. And I just couldn't take my eyes away. And it was the longest scene too. It was the most talking I did in the whole episode. And I'm like, man, look at that thing just, jiggle.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, see?
I didn't notice.
That's right.
How do you feel that being on the show has brought you closer to the hemophilia community?
Just feeling seen and getting, maybe this will open a lot of more doors for me to connect with way more people than I would have otherwise. And so it's happened a little with this project. I'm just really excited to see what other doors open and how many other people I'm able to meet.
I realized that by being on the show, we all also have a responsibility to set a good example for those who are going to come after us.
For me, I think watching the stories of other young men with hemophilia, like my son, has been really helpful because I was able to see how their lives have been different and how they have struggled in different ways, and to have empathy for them and to honor their journey.
And Mark, have you met, other fathers because of the show in the community that that you've created a new bond with?
Yeah, I mean most of the time I'm known as that guy married to Jessica. Anyway, so this has brought me a little more notoriety, but I think for me, what's been really interesting is to look at Taylor and Devin, and they're kind of where my oldest kid's going to be in a few years, right? And it's been interesting for me to put myself in my oldest son's kind of mind and be like, oh yeah, well maybe he has similar questions and similar struggles, and as I talk to people about that, that's where my mind goes next, is the next transition for my kids.
Devin, Taylor, what advice would you give Mark?
I think that, the first most important thing is, of course, for them to develop their own accountability. And I think as parents, of course, the best thing you guys can do is be that resource that can back them up. Let's say they're going through a hard time or whatever. I know you guys will, help them out. That's, I think, the most important thing.
I love that.
So good catching up with all of you. People at home, keep an eye out for Challenge Accepted Home Reunion Part 2, where we're going to catch up with the cast from the rest of Season 1, and then, of course, in true reunion fashion, we're going to get to see everyone from the entire cast mercilessly grill one another. In the meantime, I've got a little work to attend to. Important, busy work here. Nothing to see.
Hey, ho, everybody get up. Everybody get up.
Which one is it gonna be, Anthony? The cartoon with the fish or the polar bears?
We always watch those, Grandma.
They're all good movies.
So what's the good news?
There's about 8 million results.
Is that all? So where do we start?
How about this? Let me run through what the nurse talked about today and what we should expect when we go in tomorrow. And we can deal with all the pamphlets and these links tomorrow.
Perfect.
Anthony didn't seem nervous at all. He was so chill.
That's great.
I turned to him and said, I'm so proud of you.
That's great. If this is hemophilia, first thing we want to know is how the insurance works.
Right, and that's with the social worker. But with the doctor, I don't want to forget to ask about treatment choices and factors.
Factor?
Right, factor. The medicine we Googled last night.
Come on, Dad. Go.
Hello, Amy, Hector. I know that while we've been waiting for the blood work to return, we've been operating under this assumption. And today, the blood work has confirmed it. Anthony has hemophilia A with factor VIII level of less than 1%.
That's considered severe.
Correct. Now, this means you and Anthony will initially need to come in for treatment. You'll learn about
insurance.
What about factor?
Correct. I'm sure you have many questions on many topics. We'll get through it all. We will educate you both, and in time, Anthony, on how and when to take his factor, how much to take, where it comes from, how it operates inside his body, and how it will help keep him healthy. It sounds like a lot, but Nurse Jess and I and the whole team here at the HTC will be here to guide you through. We treat around 100 patients just like Anthony, and whose parents have been in your shoes before. You will become experts on this, I assure you, and sooner than you may think.
Step 1, familiarize yourself with these pamphlets. We have your next appointment down for Thursday when we'll take step 2 together. Okay?
This is big. This is gonna be a big change.
Is this real?
Yeah, but we'll figure it out.
Welcome to the Grifols plant, everyone.
Right this way.
Grifols is respected in the hemophilia community for our storied history of being problem solvers and innovators. We pride ourselves in identifying challenges within the community and working to solve them. Today is a great example of that commitment. We needed to teach community members about our plasma products, but the usual pamphlets and PowerPoints just aren't cutting it anymore. So we took some of our engineering prowess and put it towards a special experience crafted just for families like you.
This is our new virtual reality experience. What if you could see where your factor comes from? We wanted to bring you, the community members, directly into our plasma process. We've offered free tour of the plant for years, bringing a handful of patients through whenever possible. But instead of bringing patients to the plant, a virtual reality tour now allows us to bring the plant to patients all over the country. How do I look?
Futuristic.
Thanks to the magic of virtual reality, we can take you through each step of the process, led by our in-house quality control expert, Dr. Jones. Are you ready to meet Dr. Jones?
Absolutely.
Welcome to Grifols.
Hi, Dr. Jones.
We require a pristine plant environment. From the plasma donation center to the plant, rigorous safeguards are in effect at every step in the process to help ensure our plasma products can be taken with confidence. In fact, 5 of our essential steps to safety take place at the point of plasma donation at our plasma donation centers. Now, are you ready for the tour? Deliveries of donated plasma arrive via refrigerated trucks, transported at -20 degrees Celsius or colder.
It looks cold.
We then thaw the plasma to begin the process of centrifugation. In the Viral Control Center, the plasma is run through several processes to separate out the factor VIII protein. The protein is then run through ultrafiltration, concentrating it from around 120 kilos down to 40 kilos. After factor VIII purification, the factor VIII protein moves into its final stage of the process, what we refer to as aseptic filling. Aseptic filling refers to the process of putting a sterilized substance into a sterilized container, like a vial. The custom technology we use was invented right here at Grifols. We even use a special airflow system to help ensure the process is clean and safe before we lyophilize or freeze dry and vacuum seal the vials of what we now can call factor. We believe this attention to detail in creating and bringing you factor VIII treatment may mean you, your child, those you care about can get back to a more normal way of life.
I'm sure you have plenty of questions. You should. My advice is to write them out before your appointments at HCC. It's important to seek clarity and be your own advocate when it comes to your health care.
Thank you. You've given us a lot to think about.
Yeah, very cool. But still processing it all.
Me too. It's a lot.
In a good way.
Yes, in a good way.
Thank you. Sure.
Thank you so much.
He's asleep right now.
Hey, honey, you left your cover. Okay.
How are you feeling?
Take a guess.
So what's question number 1? Risks of plasma therapies?
Factor
Factor. I keep saying plasma.
and best practices.
For long-term care.
I think more than anything, I wonder what Anthony's life is gonna be like. In the next 5 years, or 10 years, or 30 years.
Well, that's another good question for Dr. K. What's wrong?
I can't.
What do you mean?
I can't go in. I can't do it.
What's wrong?
What's the point? What's the point of going in there? We can't fix this.
Where's this coming from? We have a diagnosis, finally.
Yeah, but there's no solution. At least not an easy one. I just feel so guilty.
Hey, all parents face challenges. All of them. Remember the night we found out? You were the one that told me how to be strong for Anthony.
Really?
Yeah, don't you remember?
What did I say?
You said it was good to be honest about your feelings, good or bad, but to be strong. And then you made me start reading. Everything. Every pamphlet, every Google search result.
Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Do your homework and ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, I get it though. It all feels very real right now. Like as soon as we go in and start planning with Dr. K, it all becomes official.
Exactly. And it's the start of a long journey. I just really want to get this right, you know? I want to get it right for Anthony.
You want some advice?
Maybe.
It's good to be honest about your feelings. Good or bad. But be strong.
I came up with that.
And just do your homework.
And ask a lot of questions. Whoever came up with that is very smart. And a good parent.
The best. Right?
Now, how have the last few days been?
Well, in all honesty, I felt panicked. There's so much to read and so much to know.
Yes, things can be very overwhelming early on.
But the more I learn about this, the better I feel. I just want my Anthony to be able to lead a comfortable life.
Amy, nowadays, with the products that are available to treat hemophilia,
Hi, I'm Judy Doyle, your local Novo Nordisk Hemophilia Community Liaison, or HCL for short. I cover Ohio and Indiana, which is known as the Heartland Territory. I grew up in Akron and I live in Medina, Ohio with my family. I started my job at Novo in March of 2020. Although I'm new, I've been involved with the bleeding disorder community for over 18 years. Initially by developing advocacy and mentor programs at a local children's hospital. What I admire most about the bleeding disorder community is your ability to empower each other to be passionate and unstoppable advocates. As your HCL, I'm here to provide you with rare bleeding disorder educational resources. I'm really looking forward to meeting you and learning more about you.
My name is Nikita, and I'm from Tennessee, and I have the pleasure of serving patients in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Tennessee, supporting the Southeast region. A Sanofi Genzyme Core Manager is a person that has the opportunity to go out into the community. We partner with the local chapters, we provide education, but most importantly, we have the pleasure of listening to the community. It is my role to be that resource to you and your family on all aspects of our company. When my children were diagnosed with hemophilia, the community was right there for me to let me know that I was going to make it through. And this is my way of saying thank you, being that resource to the next family that comes along.
Hi, I'm Mark Pangilinan. I'm your local Novo Nordisk Hemophilia Community Liaison here in the New York City, New Jersey, and Philadelphia areas. I've been working in the rare bleeding disorder community for almost 2 years, and my favorite thing about this community is the passion that everyone has to live life to the fullest. It is truly inspiring and a privilege to work in this community. As an HCL, I'm here to support you with rare bleeding disorder educational resources. I look forward to connecting and learning more about you. See you soon.
Hi, we're CVS Specialty, and you've come to the right place for specialty medication and one-on-one support. We want to help make living with your specialty condition a little easier. Let's start with getting your medication. Most specialty pharmacies only offer delivery, but with us, you have options. We can provide convenient, contactless home delivery of your medication. But if you prefer to pick it up, we can have it available for you at any CVS pharmacy location. The choice is yours. We also know that taking a specialty medication, particularly if you're new to treatment, can come with questions. So we make sure you have access to a nurse and pharmacist specially trained in conditions like yours. Together, they're known as your CVS Specialty Care Team, and you can rely on them for trusted information. Send your care team a secure message on our website or mobile app. They can help with questions about your medication order status, billing, or even side effects. For even more convenience, use our digital tools to manage your medication. You can refill prescriptions, monitor order status, make payments, and much more anytime online. These are just some of the ways we can help you manage your specialty condition. We're CVS Specialty, and we'll be here when you need us, because you are our specialty.
For more than 50 years, scientists have been investigating and evolving gene therapy, an approach that aims to address a genetic disease, such as hemophilia, at its source, the gene. Genetic diseases can be caused by gene mutations, meaning the body does not have the instructions it needs to create the right proteins. Research is exploring whether a new functional gene can be delivered into a cell to provide instructions to make a desired protein, such as factor 8 or 9 in the case of hemophilia. Together, let's explore the science behind this investigational approach with our 3D vector model. In gene therapy research, we need a way to get the functional gene into the body. A transporter, called a vector, is used. Vectors are made from modified viruses. You may associate viruses with things that make you sick, but the most commonly used virus for hemophilia gene therapy research, the adeno-associated virus, or AAV, was chosen because it is not known to cause human disease. A virus is transformed into a vector by removing the viral genetic information. Now the modified viral-based shell can serve as a delivery vehicle. In a laboratory, the new functional gene is created. It contains the instructions for the cell to make a necessary protein, such as factor 8 or 9. Once created, the new functional gene is placed inside the shell. Together, they become a vector. In hemophilia gene therapy research, the vector is delivered to the body by IV infusion into the blood. The goal is to deliver the new functional gene to the liver cells called hepatocytes. Each viral vector has its own attraction, or tropism, to a certain cell type. In hemophilia, for example, AAV is attracted to the liver's cells. Once the vector reaches the liver, the new functional gene can enter a cell's nucleus or command center, where it sits next to the existing DNA. If transferred successfully, the new gene instructs the liver cells to make the necessary protein. In the case of hemophilia, the gene enables the production of clotting proteins. Safety and efficacy have not been established. Studies of investigational gene therapy are ongoing, and participants continue to be followed. To learn more about gene therapy research for hemophilia, visit hemophiliaforward.com or talk with your healthcare team.
Hi, I'm Samuel, and I'm from Long Beach, California.
Hi, I'm Steve, and I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Hi, my name is Leo Tellez, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hi, I'm Kalechi Arunga, and I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland.
Hi, I'm Ed, and I'm from Grafton, Massachusetts.
Hi, my name is Rene, and I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Howdy, folks. It's Paul from Austin, Texas.
Hi, I'm Ellen, and I'm from Conshohocken, Pennsylvania.
Hey, I'm Michael from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi, I'm Brian from Orlando, Florida.
Hi, I'm Miles, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi, my name is Lenore, and I'm from Mahwah, New Jersey.
Hi, I'm Craig Watkins in Kansas City.
Hi, I'm Nora, and I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, my name is Orson, and I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'm Patrick, and I'm from Libertyville, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Karen, and I'm from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Jeremy from Denton, Texas.
Kedrion Biopharma produces and distributes plasma-derived products to treat rare diseases such as hemophilia and primary immunodeficiencies. Plasma comes from people, donors, who contribute their precious gift so others, people they most often never know, can live better lives. We act as a bridge between donors and patients by turning plasma into life-saving therapies to serve patients all over the world. Kedrion is headquartered in Italy, with subsidiaries in Europe, the US, Latin America, and Asia. We own manufacturing plants in Italy, Hungary, and the US, and through KED Plasma, we operate state-of-the-art plasma collection centers in the United States and Hungary. Kedrion is the world's 5th player and Italy's first in the field of plasma-derived products. In Italy, we partner the national health system in its self-sufficiency program. At a global level, we distribute in approximately 100 countries, and we are market leaders for specialty treatments, including those used to prevent Rh sensitization. Kedrion started as a small family company, strongly connected to the communities where its people live and work. For us, social responsibility has always been a matter of being a good neighbor. Over the years, while expanding worldwide, we have maintained our role of bridging communities from the local to the global level. Innovation means contributing to improve the quality of life of people affected by rare diseases. Every day, we cooperate with patient and donor organizations, supporting projects that make a difference. We invest in scientific research and disease awareness. We work to broaden access to plasma therapies globally. Every day, we strive to keep life flowing.
Hello, my name is Stephen Lawrence. I take care of patients in Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina.
Hi, my name is Robin Lawrence, and I take care of patients in Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina.
Hi, my name is Debbie Costales. I'm in New Mexico and El Paso.
I'm Ed. I'm a nurse that's worked with hemophilia patients for over 24 years. I cover Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, and Iowa, and the rest of the Midwest.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Ashmore. I live in Chastine, Maine. My territory covers all 6 states in New England. I love working with families, especially kids and teens, to teach transition tools for hemophilia life skills, as well as tips and tricks for how to successfully stick to infusions.
Hi, I'm Vanessa, and I service patients in Missouri, Kansas, and Nebraska. Go Chiefs!
Hi, I'm Karen Price from St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm a specialty infusion nurse helping patients in Missouri and Illinois.
Hi, I'm Judy Bagato. I'm a former treatment center nurse, and I now work with Superior Biologics as an infusion nurse.
Hi, I'm Craig McDonald from Colorado. I've been covering the Midwest for about 20 years in the bleeding disorder community.
Hi, my name's Abdiel Ramirez, and I work for Superior Biologics here in the state of Texas. If you only know how to speak Spanish, I'm also here to help.
I'm Phil Fitzpatrick, an infusion nurse with Superior Biologics.
Because allergies shouldn't get in the way of a good time. Because a heart attack should never stop the heart of a family. Because hemophilia shouldn't keep someone from doing what's in their blood. At Bayer, everything we do, from advances in health to innovations in agriculture, is to help every life we touch. At Bayer, this is why we science.
Thank you so much for spending your evening with us, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow morning.
Hey, are you there? Hey, look, make sure you're checking out the website, okay? Click on the sponsor links, great information, sign up to win some door prizes, get in those breakout sessions. Got some giveaways there as well. Make sure you're paying attention. We've got a game night on Friday night, win some prizes there. And then lastly, get in those general sessions. We're going to be doing some giveaways, but also we can chat, we can talk, ask some questions. We'd love to see y'all in there. So anyway, I'll let you get back to it. Bye.